Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is BachelorClues. And today we're going to be breaking down the top 10 things that we are taking away from this first 6-drop episode tidal wave of Perfect Match Season 3. A lot to talk about.
Wowie. I've got my water hood ready to go.
You know, I used to do a thing like a water hood when I was a younger man. I hate to brag. I did have a youth. When I was in my mid-20s, I drove a Honda CR-V. I hate to brag again. Okay. And it was right around the time that I was getting my first agents, and I was doing all these pitches around Los Angeles of TV shows and movies and whatever in the middle of a Los Angeles summer. It was 100 degrees for many days of this summer, as I recall. That car, the air conditioner broke and the driver's side window did not roll down. So I was having to drive from my apartment into the valley, just sweating my ass off, showing up to these meetings, looking terrible, hot, sweating, whatever.
You paid your dues.
I did. So in order to combat that, I made a water hood of my own, but it was actually an ice shirt. What I would do is soak one of my black t-shirts in water, freeze it in my freezer the night before I had a meeting. I would then wear that frozen ice shirt to the meeting and have a dry shirt in the passenger seat that I would change into to go have the meeting. And it worked.
It worked. Yeah. The meetings were successful.
Sold every show.
No one noticed how wet you were.
Yeah. And that's how Seinfeld was created.
Wow. Beautiful tale.
Yeah. Those were back in the old days. God damn. I haven't thought about that in a minute. But before we get to any of that, before we get to the water hood, before we get to any of our top 10 things from this current season of Perfect Match that's airing, and you can watch it along with us in Casa Gore right now on patreon.com/Game of Roses. Before we get to any of that, we are not going to have a Twibbin this week because we're doing this episode in its place, but we did want to take a moment to highlight what is quite possibly, I think, dare I say it, the most important parasocial play in the history of Game of Roses.
Oh, shit.
I believe it is.
We do have our parasocial play of the week. It's a shocking one. Our number one play of the week goes to Lizzie PaceCase Pace. Yes, I won. I think I've won before, but this is probably a better win. I like that you say it's the most important Game of Roses history.
What could top it?
A
couple of Vial plays, probably.
And you're not a fan.
Yeah.
PaceCase's joint Instagram main grid announcement post was made this week with exclusive Us Weekly photos and won this week's top parasocial play of the week. The 4-slide post contains images of the couple, Lizzie Pace and Jake Anderson, and the pre-baby. The caption reads, Game of Roses and HBO Lax's Lizzie PaceCase Pace expecting first child with civilian husband Jake Anderson, parens exclusive.
The podcaster and author 36 revealed the news via an emotional announcement on her podcast at Game of Roses Pod on Friday, August 8th at noon PT in their recap of the first dump. What?
When does this episode come out?
Around that time, okay. I think, in their first dump of the NRU's Perfect Match Season 3. Pace, who tied the knot with Anderson this March in a romantic ceremony in Arizona, I was there, is set to welcome the little one in December. They are already parents to a 2.5-year-old dog, son, Luca Tony. Pace opened up exclusively to Us Weekly ahead of this announcement saying, hope it's a good one.
Look, I put together this text. It is an amalgamation of pregnancy announcements from Hannah Ansluss, Lauren Lyondike, and what was the other one? Oh, Crystal Nielsen.
Ah, yeah, she was a good one.
Crystal, I remember this last sentence is from her. opening up exclusively, but she said something about like God and making us good parents. And
oh yeah, you didn't get any
like
Jesus playing here. Well,
yeah,
I am extremely happy for you. Congratulations, PaceCase.
thank you.
I think the announcement was absolutely fantastic. I can't believe Us Weekly paid you $275,000 for the exclusive rights to your
You know,
baby announcement.
if you're gonna have a child, monetize that baby announcement.
Yeah,
Always be selling. They say
that is true. No, but this is great news. This is the first Gore baby.
Yeah. I'm like, wait.
Dark Lord Vanessa Lachey is always talking about how she wants a Love is Blind baby.
Oh my God.
Now we got a Gore baby coming.
V, you can't have this one. This is the Gorniverse baby.
Now, is this going to be the only baby? Or is this the first of many? A brood?
Okay, Mom. Let's play it by ear. Okay,
I'm just Dark Lord Vanessa Lachey.
Oh my God. The crazy questions people start asking you.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was, a child, I always was like, I want 3 kids. But now I'm much more like, let's play it one at a time. See how that goes.
That makes sense.
This is definitely the craziest thing I've ever done. Like,
yeah, I can imagine. My sister has 3 of these children. And she had them all like pretty young, almost immediately. She got married when she was, I believe, 22 and was pregnant within a year.
Child bride. Yeah. Oh my God.
Mirrored my parents. We've talked many times about the mirror parental kind of model. My parents had me when my mom was 20 and my dad was 22. Can you imagine that?
That's
in
children
college
having
still.
children.
Correct. And were mistakes made? Oh, yes. But
well, hopefully Pace 36 will be a little bit more mature, but who knows?
You got a little life experience under your belt. No, you're going to be great at this. Jake is going to be great at this. I cannot wait to see the little Gore baby growing up and maybe one day playing in one of our beloved games. We got,
oh my God,
20, 21, 22 years roughly to wait.
Uh-huh. Well, I wouldn't tell him to do Bachelor in Paradise.
This is like,
I would be like, do Love is Blind. I feel like that's
Bachelor in Paradise ain't going to be around in 20 years. You kidding me?
I was taking a walk last night and 2 girls walked by me, and they were talking about Bachelor in Paradise.
Interesting.
I was like, there's someone else watching? What?
Yeah. Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have gotten their names and numbers and been like, you need to talk to ABC immediately. This is fantastic news. Again, congratulations.
Yeah, it's been a journey. I'm very grateful. I hope everything goes well. And December, I will be Mamacita. Oh, I can now reveal that Mamacita hat was actually given to me before this Love Island season even started.
Wow.
I didn't steal it from my pregnant friend.
That's a synchronicity. That's the game playing back with you. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Only good things. When the game plays back, good things are afoot, in my opinion. In my experience, honestly.
The screams are going to elevate. I know this.
Yeah.
I've had many already. I should have written them down.
View this kind of like when, like Ken Griffey is a very good example of this. His dad, Ken Griffey Sr., was a pro baseball player. He then became a pro baseball player, a very good one. His dad was pretty good too. But Ken Griffey Jr. was like a superstar. And they played even on the same team for 1 year. And they hit home runs in the same inning once, which is like unheard of. At any rate.
Whoa. I can't believe your dad didn't name you Junior.
Bob Jr.
Yeah. Seems like a very your dad thing to do.
His first name became my middle name. That's like a naming convention in our family.
Your middle name is Bob?
Robert, yeah.
How did I not know this?
I don't know. But I'm just saying, your child will have in you a resource of invaluable knowledge about these games if your child were so inclined.
That's true. I would be a great coach. But if they inherit my tier play, I don't know how good they'll be. Although now I'm like, Amaya's kind of opened up that door where you can be crying constantly and still do well.
Constant crying is preferred.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
We'll see. You know, whoever the child is, you know, what can you do with parenting? You're really just guiding them to be who they already were. And if they're an NRU star, I can't stop that.
That's true. Well, do you know the gender?
Yes.
But you want to keep it a secret?
The sex. I know. The gender, we'll see.
Or the sex, sorry.
Yeah, that'll be...
That's a secondary
we'll
reveal.
See. That probably needs its own special announcement. Yeah.
Now you guys
you gotta get those numbers.
You got to get Madison Pruitt and Trizzy Trout a run for their money in the reveal.
I mean, I literally was looking at all of these posts trying to make this post of the Liondex baby announcements. I saw the Madison Pruitt one. I saw the Crystal Nielsen and their like gender reveals, and it's a wild thing that all of these lucky children will get to look back on.
I'm just saying that it is, genetically speaking, you're both very tall.
Me and Jake?
Yeah. That means your baby has a good shot at that.
Which at being tall?
Yes, which in our beloved game and all these games, if you're a dude, is like a great thing. That they measure each other always. They're talking about who's the tallest guy and all this, you know. That could be
definitely
like by
more
itself,
for the male players. It's really important.
Yeah.
It bodes badly for giving birth to it. That it'll be big.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. Damn.
I'm constantly thinking about that.
I bet.
I'm constantly ranking my symptoms as well, complaining almost constantly. So,
but that's thank your mothers. That's afforded to you during this time. You know what I mean? I think you get to complain as much as you want.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people probably already figured it out from certain cues.
Like not smoking weed anymore.
Mainly that. I remember when I told you, I was like, did you know? And you're like, well, yeah. Like, why would you stop smoking weed?
Yeah. That was my first indicate. The first time we did a podcast and you weren't high, I was like, what's going on here?
Oh, I died. Actually, I recorded a video of me telling you. I have to go find that.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I don't think I got one of, I think I got one of that and then one of my other friends. That'll be its own post. Obviously, get those numbers.
Yeah,
you need some more Us Weekly money, con, etc.
You got to go to people now and be like, "Do you want the exclusive rights to a video of me telling someone about this?"
Telling the Bachelor Clues? I think they're gonna want to buy.
That's a $1 million video right there.
Yes, please. They're gonna say.
I don't know about all that, but again, congratulations to PaceCase on ushering in the first Gore baby. I can't believe it, and yet I can.
Same.
It's going to be a hallowed event.
I have wanted to do this my entire life, and now I am like, what have I done? What am I doing? Oh, hope it's a good one.
What does that even mean?
As I told Us Weekly exclusively before this.
Yeah. I hope it's a good one too.
Like a good baby, a good time.
Yeah.
Birth.
Okay. I hope it's a good one too.
It's filling your own interpretation.
Yeah.
Now for our top 10 moments from the first dump of Perfect Match Season 3.
This is kind of also, it's not exactly top 10 specific moments. It's kind of top 10 things. Some of them are moments. Some of them are just things we're generally recognizing about this season. This is, of course, the third season of Perfect Match. So they've had a couple under their belt. They kind of know what they're doing, or maybe they don't, but they're at least like crystallizing the format. And we still have, unfortunately, this is not on our list, but they still are in this production cycle of shooting something and then airing it a year later, which I absolutely hate.
Me too. I hate that as well. And that made me think of something we didn't put on here, which is the beginning where Dark Lord Nick Lachey is talking to a coconut he calls Coco.
Yeah, it's kind of a Castaway reference, a little bit of a rip-off there. They don't
carry it into the season at all. Top 10 things. This is, while we're doing these huge dump recaps, it's easy to do a listicle to organize it. So that's what we're doing.
So number 10 on our list is the shows are merging through language usage that mainly is coming from Love Island. So we're going to talk about how this is a third wave show, but you're seeing all these players now, whether they come from other reality shows or not, they're all saying this is the villa. They're calling the new arrivals bombshells. They're saying how you move. This is primarily language taken from Love Island that is now just kind of proliferating among all of these group dating formats, which I find pretty fascinating because it means there's no real... Well, I mean, I guess this is what it means. We very early on in Game of Roses wanted to create a lexicon of terminology to describe these different plays that occurred in Bachelor specifically then, but a lot of them can translate out into the broader dating games. 4TRR for the right reasons, 4TWR for the wrong reasons, PTCs, love levels. These all exist across all of these games. However, there is certain nomenclature. Like the villa comes from Love Island. I don't know if they are calling the perfect match place where they live. Did they call that a villa from the very beginning?
I don't know, but it's only been 3 seasons and Love Island's existed far longer than that. Yeah. I only noticed it officially calling it the villa in the last episode description. But there's also Bachelor nomenclature mixed in here. Can I steal you?
Yeah.
For the right reasons we saw in this last episode. Both Sandy and Louie questioning if they're there for the right reasons or not. It's fascinating, but it makes sense that it would kind of all end up going together and presumably follow the dominant one, which is Love Island at this point.
I mean, I also think that it speaks to this idea of like, what are these shows as we see them as a sport? And so it's kind of like how you can have the NFL, Arena League football, the XFL, European League football. These are all different football leagues, but they all have touchdowns and field goals and penalties and whatever. You know what I mean? And this is kind of like what's happening. You're seeing, at least in my opinion, the different, like the NRU versus Love Island versus Bachelor versus all of these different dating game shows. They're like different leagues, but they all have similar plays, if not the exact same plays. Yeah. And now you're seeing kind of a boiling down of the language into describing the plays and it has nothing to do with what league they're in. It's like, we all have these plays. We all have For the Right Reasons. We all have steals. We all have bombshells, at least in the group dating formats. And I guess sometimes technically you have it in Bachelor and Bachelorette, like Heather Martin trying to come in season 25. Technically that's a bombshell. Pizza Head Box bombshell. Pizza Box Head bombshell. But I like it because it harkens back to like one of our original goals at Game of Roses was to come up with a language that could describe these things. And now it seems like the players are just kind of inherently doing it. Everybody knows what a bombshell is now.
All eggs, one basket is another one that has...
or options open, closed off, these kind of things.
The eggs thing has become its own thing in Love Island where they're like, I put 2 eggs in your basket, 6 eggs in this basket.
Egg math, rose math.
I love to see it. It feels like it's more and more becoming the professional sport.
Absolutely. And it really just means that you have to have, no matter which one of these shows you go in, you have to have a certain skill set and an understanding of the plays that are like possible to be made. And all these players do because they speak that language with each other. And we as an audience understand that language. That's kind of like the bigger part of it is like what happened when ESPN launched. This is obviously many decades ago, but most network executives thought ESPN will not survive a 24-hour-a-day sports network. What are you going to talk about in the off seasons? How are you, if there's not a game literally on TV, what are you going to be doing? They didn't understand like the rabid fandom of sports was such that it's endless. People will watch sports covers 24 hours a day. Same is true with reality TV. We don't have that ESPN yet. We're trying to be that. I know Nick Bial has stolen that idea from us, but we're getting there. And I think the building of this language is a big part of it, so that it's a way that we can all talk about it that has nothing to do, generally speaking, with the specific show. It's more about the game nature of it.
But you do see how the specific show can influence play styles. I feel like you could tell both Clayton and Rachel came from Bachelor. That being said, certain phrases like that.
Totally. I agree.
Our number 9 top moment or thing from this dump is AD's Faceplay. She is definitely the face player of the season. I feel like we knew her for her squeals and her colorful narration and her enthusiasm on Love is Blind. And she is just elevating it to another level on this season. She's an extraordinary player.
I mean, she's a great player top to bottom, but I agree. The face play that she puts out, like, in my head, there's like a couple of players that are up there in that like rarefied air of greatest face players of all time across any game. And I think she is definitely one of them. Her eye play is outstanding. Her reactions to things that she's not even involved with, just like in the background, overhearing a conversation or something, unbelievable. I love everything she does, but yeah, her face play, I remember on her season Love is Blind, it was one of the first things I noticed. I was like, who the hell is that? She gave like an eye roll to somebody or something, and I was like, oh my God, I need to see more of that immediately.
Powerful eye roll.
Yeah. She doesn't do anything. She's not like McKenna Dorn, who did some weird ass face play. The tongue work on the teeth, the weird mouth stuff, you know, that's kind of like a league of its own, or it's like isolated. She's a great face player, don't get me wrong, but she's doing weird things that most other people don't do. AD is doing like regular kind of facial expressions that people do, just at an AD level, which is blowing everyone else out of the water.
She's got the charisma and charminance to have the reactions pop off the screen.
Yeah.
Our number 8 top moment or thing from this dump is the importance of being an OG. We see that in a lot of these games, but the early couples have been dominating. They don't break up. And for this reason, there ends up being a lot of fake stakes. Will they, won't they pivot? They won't.
Yeah, I mean, we do have some bombshells. Recchia is still in the game. She's got her guy, Scott. Technically they're bombshells. But I agree with you. For the most part, this is true of all these games. Like you're saying, you want to be in that first wave. And if you can negotiate that in your contract, you should 100%.
Yeah.
The thing that I think is difficult to navigate if you're a player going into one of these games is exactly this. And you can ask for this. And some players will get it in their contract. I get to be first sand. Or OG, however you want to call it. We always said first sand because it's Bachelor in Paradise, but OG I think is the broader accepted term, which comes from Love Island. If you can't negotiate it, they will sometimes, if you're adamant about it, they will just say, it's not right for you. You're not on the show anymore. They have done that before. So you kind of are at their mercy, especially if you're like, well, maybe I can get some screen time. It's a very weird trade-off to have, because we watched this past in episode 6, I believe it was, there were the 2 women that came in to go on their date and the 2 guys who came in to go on their date, these little double date things. And it's like, that may be the only screen time you get, period. So if it's like beggars can't be choosers style, you have to do it. You got no choice. But the likely outcome is you're going to get kicked off in that episode anyway, and it will do nothing for your social media. But what it kind of does is on the back end, it shows the NRU, like, I'll play ball, I'll do what you ask. Hey, you kind of fucked me over on this. Put me in the next show. And it's like there's a bigger game being played, especially at Netflix, of just keep me in the NRU. Always like, I was on this show. Yeah, you may not have popped off, but now you have that in your resume. It's a feather in the cap, and it can lead to other Netflix casting.
we talk about, or Louis talks about, I've done a lot of the shows, and he has. We watched My Battle Camp, Too Hot to Handle, and it's like, if they like you, it can be a career. But yeah, or OG or earliest Bombshells is definitely the way you want to go. Otherwise, chances are not good. Even if you're a really good player, like some of the Bombshells are, like Justine.
It's just the math. I mean, Justine was like, I wanted to see her from the beginning.
Yeah.
There were some players like this on Love Island as well. It's just, I mean, I guess it's like what is the phrase? Problem of riches or whatever, you know what I'm talking about? Embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
It's like when you have a player pool that deep that has like good people stacked all the way to the end of like who you're sending in for 5 minutes, that's going to be a good season, but it kind of fucks those players over. I don't know. It's that's like, I think one of the hardest things to navigate in these group dating formats that have a bombshell mechanic is like, you don't want to be a late season bombshell. It's just such a waste. But, you also kind of have beggars can't be choosers. I don't know. It's very hard to say. I think in Love Island, it's like, you might as well not even do it. You are going to come in, maybe you're going to be in 1 or 2 episodes and out.
I mean, you can get lucky. You can be like Brian, who saw this opening with Amaya, ended up winning.
That's true. That's extremely rare, but that is true. It's kind of what you make of it, I guess.
Statistically, it's impossible.
Yeah. But in the NRU, it's different because it is like you just kind of constantly want to be in whatever show is airing for any amount of time. You want your name in the cast list so that they can make the social media posts about you. It's a little bit different just because they have so many shows constantly going, and they're always like Louis. I feel like will literally be in every Netflix reality dating format for the next 10 years.
I mean, he's got years on him. I had no idea he was 24 years old.
I know. That guy has a very long career ahead of him. Let's move on to our number 7 top 10 takeaway. We're talking about the challenges of Perfect Match. We had the kissing challenge. We had the challenge where they had to stand on the pedestals and shake the balls out of the thing by dry humping the air.
We had... Oh.
No, go ahead.
We had the You Like What challenge, which is like the newlywed game.
Yeah.
That's where we got such powerful wordplay, such as the womb raider Ollie. And
yeah.
Was that the game where we learned that Lucy had a vibrating butt plug?
I believe so. I think so, yeah.
I can't remember.
I hate comparing these shows. I don't hate it. It has to be done. I don't know why I said I hate it. I hate it because Bachelor always is like at the bottom of the heap. That's why I hate it.
Yeah. I know. I almost asked you, I was like, which of those football leagues is Bachelor in Paradise? And I was like, no, it'll be a really bad one.
God, it's hard because like The Bachelor is the NFL, but now it's like not. Love Island is like the NFL now. Yeah. And Bachelor's more like arena football. These challenges they're done very well. There's production value in them. They're building these sets. They're building these apparatuses for them to stand on. It's shot well. Even in the You Like What challenge, where they make the people kind of meander around and then go stand under the screen that has their thing. Visually, it's interesting, to see that reveal. And I think the challenges are good in that, in this show at least, it gives the players like control. If you win, you get to go to the boardroom. So like mechanically, the challenges work well. Visually, they look great. The construction of the props and stuff is good. It's just at a different level.
And there's stakes.
Yeah. And in some cases, I mean, Jesus, that last one we saw, where they get to go to the boardroom and determine who's going to go on the dates, but it also determines who's going to get, in quotes, sent out of the villa or sent out of the house. That amount of power is supreme. And so it gives you like, it's almost like Survivor level winning of a challenge, where you can determine you're going to be safe, but you might also get to fuck somebody else over in one capacity or another. So I think mechanically the challenges work very well. They're presented very well. And again, I don't like comparing because Bachelor is always going to fall short. But if you look at like any of these challenges we just discussed here on Perfect Match and compare that to the first challenge of Bachelor in Paradise, which we just saw this past week, the little cardboard drink coaster poker chip thing.
Chips.
It's, I mean, there's no comparison to be made. The Bachelor is like, I don't even understand how they did that challenge. Like who came up with the idea or how they presented it. The physical manufacture of these stupid chips. And then they're like, here's how we should shoot it. Have Jesse Palmer just sitting at a card table while the person playing the game is like looming over him. Don't show us any of the math of what's actually going on. Throw in a montage of numbers just flying across the screen. It was just a mess.
People love watching random numbers.
Yeah, make sense of that. Keep the math in your head. It's a mess as compared to what you see here in Perfect Match. I don't think, by the way, that these challenges are as good as Love Island visually, but mechanically they're way better because you understand the stakes and there actually are stakes. Like in Love Island, if you win, no one gives a shit. Yeah, exactly. So it's like the narrative
they should
functionality
add that in
is
Love
great.
Island. Especially because it's so easy. You could just be like, okay, you get to choose what, gender bombshell there is or whatever. To be fair, though, some of these were a little chaotic. You like what?
Yeah.
Had some of that Bachelor in Paradise, like random chaotic energy where they're just saying random words and you're like, who does this apply to or what? Like quick cuts and it's confusing. And it also had that one where the kissing challenge where then two people who aren't even in a couple end up winning and going on a nonsense date together. That's like kind of boring.
Yeah, and I've also heard that on the kissing challenges where the numbers are involved in the rating of who got a 10 and all this type of shit. I have read some stuff online. Maybe it's conjecture. I don't know. I don't know if this has been proven or not, that the producers can sometimes mess with those numbers.
You think it's rigged? I wanted Clayton Sandy.
I'm saying it's rigged to get people in trouble, to be like, Louis, you gave this person a 10 and Louis with Sandy.
And you're
like, what the fuck?
I don't know what happened. You can't say.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're blindfolded and they don't
create
technically
a lot of
know.
fights.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that kissing challenge too, just like they even say it in the show, like, how did you not know it was Ollie? He's got a giant beard, that type of thing, So it's like, well, wait a minute, I thought I did. And that might have been an instance where the producers are, messing with the players here.
Oh my gosh, nefarious.
But overall, like if I have to look at Love Island, Perfect Match, BIP in terms of the challenges, how, like overall, which one does it the best? It's difficult for me because I think Love Island does it the best. Their sets look the best.
They do.
The action that you see is the best because it's like
they're the sexiest.
I mean, are they? I don't know about that. You're talking about the challenges or the people?
Heart rate challenge, twerk.
Yeah, you're
challenge,
right. You're right.
Suck out of that milk tea challenge.
They're the most sexually explicit. I like watching them the most. I'll say that much. But in terms of how it affects the game, I think Perfect Match is clearly on top. Bachelor is at a like barely above 0 level for all of these things.
I still think Love Island might win in that department, not because they have any stakes to the challenges, but because some of them, the topics, they're able to get fights out of. Like this super easy one they did at the beginning of this Love Island UK season where they're just like, who said this? And then it's like, oh, Harry said all this messed up shit.
Yeah.
The season it's great. Our next top thing from this dump is the players on Perfect Match are having fun. The NRU makes it fun for players, unlike Bachelor in Paradise, where you have, say, Jeremy lashing out on his Instagram story against his villain edit while it's airing. The accommodations look nice. You get to sleep with your couple in your own bed. No one else is in the room.
Yeah.
And one thing that I was thinking about was it is hot. You can tell that because Sandy, I brought a prop, is always fanning herself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
But they don't make it like the hotness in that Bachelorette season where they were like, oh, you're disgusting. And like, you're like, oh, I don't want to hear about their sweat. And
yeah,
I just want to think they're all sexy.
Totally. And we talk about this kind of constantly as being one of the main problems with Bachelor is that nobody who goes into the Bachelor system is having fun. They are all there under duress, with the exception of the Goldens, because I think like you can't really get to them. They don't give a shit. They're old enough. They've seen enough stuff in their life that they're like, some jackass 30-year-old producer of this dumb fucking show is trying to like get under my skin. Give me a break. But it works very well in the younger players whose entire careers are ahead of them, and they know if they don't show well in whatever show they're in, they may not have that career. So in the Bachelor universe, it's like ruled by fear. Please don't give me a villain edit. Oh my God, what are they going to do to me next? Oh shit, I hope I don't look bad. The Love Island world, I think, is ruled by kind of fun, but also the idea of like, I'm going to explode out of this show. That to me is palpable in Love Island. Every one of those players there like knows they're on a stage. They know like, is this my meme? Is this the moment that's going to go big? Is this going to get me 1 million followers? And I think the NRU is somewhere in the middle where it's like not really fear. They do look like they're having fun, but I think they also know, not potentially in the Love Island way where it's like, I'm going to get 5 million Instagram followers, but they know like I can make a good showing here and like solidify my place in the NRU and maybe get to come back to another show.
But play it safe, stick with your couple.
Yeah. And they aren't really giving anybody a villain edit, you know? It's like, that is interesting to me.
I would argue they gave Cody a slight villain edit when he told Juliet he wanted to just be himself. So I could see myself hanging out with you and just have my dick out in the morning. No?
Sure. Like a slight villain edit.
Yeah.
But they don't like, that's one line villains. He said, you know?
Yeah.
And then he gets like kicked off the show and whatever. No one cares. It's not like BIP where they're making like, what is that dude's name? Brian. I mean, that's a villain edit. Yeah. And now Jeremy's even coming out and being like, hey, you're cutting shit to make it sound like I'm saying things that I never said. He's literally contradicting a villain edit. And I think that idea of like not throwing your players under the bus, not making them look bad, like mean people, shitty people, is the NRU is great at that. They can give a person a villain edit for sure, but they're not really doing it in this season of Perfect Match. And I think it works personally.
I agree. You don't need it. The game structure speaks for itself. That's how you get the drama. The evolution of that thing that you're talking about, of the players being so aware they're on a stage just on Love Island, is fascinating. Like this, there's a storyline in Love Island UK where this guy D like basically has realized that he's getting a bad edit, and he's like trying to investigate the whole time. Like what?
Oh, wow.
What is the cause of this? And he's like, is it because my partner is throwing me under the bus? Is it the other girls? Like, you kind of feel bad because you're like, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Our next top moment thing is number 5. Episode 6. They broke up the two arguably strongest couples and sent their matches out of the house. AD and Freddie, and Dark Lord Nick Lachey said this is because they're going back to their overall philosophy of the show, helping people find their perfect match. This
is like it's Casa Amor. Now every one of these group dating formats is trying to do a late season Casa Amor, force couples apart to go spend time with other people, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't like quite work here. It didn't work in Bachelor in Paradise when they did it 1 or 2 seasons ago, whenever that was. Was it season 8 or 9?
Both of them are too late. Split week at the estates, too late.
Agreed. And this, I think, is directly a problem of having fewer episodes. Love Island has 30 whatever episodes. So you can go 25 episodes in and do Casa Amor. You're still going to have 10 episodes of TV to buy that back, to see what the fallout is, et cetera, et cetera. If you do it in this, it's like you got 4 episodes now after episode 6. So we're going to see the fallout of it. And it hasn't really even concluded. It'll conclude probably in episode 7. Then you've got episode 8, 9, 10, and a reunion, and that's it. So not only does it not give you enough kind of runway to make anything interesting happen, there's in our minds as an audience, I think we're all like, Ollie's not going to dump AD. I mean, we already know that because they spoiled the season. We'll get to that a little bit later. We all kind of know that there are no real stakes here, and it just seems forced and stupid.
You would know that even if you didn't know that they were together.
Yeah. And the idea too, like, you know, Dark Lord Nick Lachey is like, we're going back to an old idea, an old philosophy, overall philosophy of the show. It's like, well, wait a minute. What is the philosophy of the show? Are you trying to help people find their soulmates? Or are you trying to just fucking wreck people for your own entertainment?
Like, especially because they had Lucy and Daniel pick the 2 strongest couples. It wasn't the weakest couples to test them.
Right.
It was just like, it's boring. It's like, it's not a real test. Maybe they'll fight, but you know that they're not going to pivot. And we see that they bring him back right away. Yeah. It was very funny when he said it's the overall philosophy of the show.
Because they have to justify it. It's like this stupid, this kills me about all these shows. There's just no forethought given to like, well, do we really need this? I know it's some kind of trope that happens in Love Island, and they did it in Perfect Match in the first 2 seasons. They do it in BIP sometimes, whatever. This like, okay, here's a strong couple, break them up. Let's see if they can survive this. But why? What do you really want out of the end of the show? Do you want like a couple to get engaged, or multiple couples to get believably engaged? Or do you want like no one to be engaged and you've fucked it up in some way for what? Like for one episode, for like 10% of the audience to be like, oh my God, are they really gonna break up? I just don't quite get it. I just think you can do more with these couples who are already together that seem strong to bolster that and make that narrative better than this kind of stupid, like, we all know that they're not gonna break up.
Like, I get the idea, which is like, you know, we talked about being an OG, being an early couple is really important, and that they don't break up. I get the idea of being like, well, we need them to be, in order to give the bombshells any chance, they have to have significant amount of time without their partner looking over their shoulder. But it's a finesse thing. It's a timing thing. You have to do it earlier if you want it to have any shot of anyone twisting. And especially with the 2 strongest ones, like, come on. Or I don't even think the weaker ones would break up, though.
I agree. You could flip it like this. You could say, all right, we're going to do something we've never done before. You have to break up with your couple. They're going to leave the house. Ollie, you and whoever you pick from the 2 women that we brought in, you're going to go live together for 1 week in a beautiful suite at the top of the building, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Now you literally are living together with this person, and that becomes it's a show unto itself, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
ultimatum.
know. It's just like you're giving this person a day to hang out with them. What's that going to do?
I even think they should extend CASA more and be like, okay. Yeah. Because usually that's only 2 or 3 days.
You know what they should do? Here's what they should do with Casa Amor or any of these like split week type things. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm going to say it. You build.
Oh, God.
You build 2 like hotel rooms side by side. The walls are made of glass so you can see into them, and you break the couple up. You have like Ollie and AD in the separate rooms with new people, and they have to live in there for a week, but they can see each other.
So it's the
and
OA.
It's soundproof. Yeah. It's the OA, but in a dating reality format. And you cannot use notes. No pens, no pencils. You can't write notes. You can't communicate. You could just see what they're doing.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's a show.
I mean, I like the seeing what they're doing thing. And they did bring this they brought it into Love Island before. Yeah. This UK season, they did they send 3 of the guys on dates, and then they show it basically movie night style on a big projector of the women at home watch the entire dates. They got really upset. And they also did it. They did like a sleepover where 2 people went and like stayed the night. But again, it's like, it's so hard to break up OG couples because the time, it really is like the time that they spend together.
Totally.
You can't compete with that.
And it's anyone who then comes in is perceived as an outsider and a threat. The initial like psychological instinct of that, the OGs are like, they show up. Okay, here we go. We're all getting into this show together. We're all on equal level. We stay a day or 2 before a bombshell comes in. We build that bond. We kind of are getting our bearings. And now that's a threat to what we've built. It's a threat to like the psychological situation, to whatever the pair situation is. And so immediately the entire group perceives that person as an outsider. And it's so much harder to crack in that way.
I think you also need to just like not send them away so fast. Like, don't do an elimination. Let them hang out in the house longer.
Is that a reality show? Glass house, and you just build a giant set made out of like plexiglass where everybody can see everything. I don't know what the game mechanics are or anything. Is it a dating show? Is it like a Big Brother type thing? I don't know. Something.
Glass house, that's definitely something.
It's something.
I don't know what that would do to you. You could see you got to learn sign language before you go in. What is our next one?
We are on number 4, which is the tone of this show. Again, I hate the comparison, but we got to do it. BIP to me is group dating format rated G. Love Island to me is group dating format rated R, or PG-13 at the very least. And Perfect Match to me is PG. It's right in the middle. It's a little bit.
People are banging.
On Perfect Match?
Love Island.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess, yeah, in total. I was just thinking of like this last season. You don't see anything in this last season of season 7.
Spitting on the hand? I guess that's PG-13.
Yeah, PG-13. Anyways, I think Perfect Match is right in the middle between these. And it's like, it's hard to like notch down after Love Island, and we just came off that season. It's like doing, I think of Breaking Bad, their pure crystal meth, the 99% pure blue meth that they make, and then they ask you to like come down to a shittier version of it. It's like no,
you
I want
smoke a lot of weed, and then suddenly instead of that, you can have 1 coffee a day.
Damn, that's harsh. Those are not the same drugs. Those don't do the same things.
They're not the same.
One drug does the opposite of the other drug. Yes, enjoy your coffee. I don't mind it. It's like, I think as our fandom of these shows grow, as the ESPN nature of this all grows, there's room for all kinds of these shows that are all different tones, all different ratings or whatever. It just is a matter of like
Temptation Island, you see... they linger on the banging even more than Love Island. It's
really?
Where
what I mean? Do you think that the Colton Underwood and Caitlin Bristow show is going to rank in this?
PG? Is that lower than G?
No.
Okay, G.
G is like children's movies.
Yeah.
Cartoons and stuff.
Yeah. Milo Pony.
I don't know. Mikey Planetta's on that show?
I did see that.
Yeah. I think I'm going to watch it in Close Corner maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I am fascinated to see KB and Colton hosting together.
I just don't I watched his Coming Out Colton show. Mm-hmm. I just don't think he's good at reality TV, but he's not a good actor, which there was a lot of that required in that show, where they would come up with little bits and stuff for not like scripted bits, but like little activities for him to go do or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he had to try and make it seem like they were off the cuff, and it just never quite worked. I'm very curious to see how he is as a host. I don't have
that's like 100% acting.
Yeah. Caitlin Bristow's already done it multiple times. I think she's going to be fine, going to be great. but I don't think he's going to be good. And I think it will stick out like a sore thumb. That's my 2 cents. We'll see. That show comes out pretty soon, I think. Next week, maybe.
Yeah. And I'm like, he's cast because he was what? Supposedly a virgin? Wasn't that not even true?
There's so much. There are layers to that.
Yeah.
What even is a virgin is the first layer.
That's a
what
good
do you
cue.
consider a sexual act? There's questions about how
What
truthful
is a
he was in his book, and he also considered his virginity, I think, to be with women, not with men, because in college he had some.
That's what I'm
dalliances.
saying.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I mean, was Sean Lowe a virgin?
No, born again virgin.
Isn't that a virgin if you think it is?
It's a virgin to him.
There you go.
Not
then
to
it
me.
is, right?
Not to me.
I bet you anything.
You can never be clean again.
Every morning I wake up, I'm a virgin. I think that they will probably likely have a born again virgin, at least one or two on that show.
I would be like, you're cheating. I mean, I wonder if all the people on it are even.
The wild thing to me is Mikey Planeta. That dude was a virgin on Katie Thurston's season. That's years ago.
I know, the ones who are like in their 30s and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pent up energy.
I know. It's so rough. And people have their reasons and all that, but damn, I just feel for them, Anyways, moving on.
That'll be interesting. Can't wait to hear how that is.
Yeah, I'm curious about the show generally. I'll probably at least watch the first episode in Clues Corner, if nothing else. I believe it comes out at the end of this week or next week, whenever it comes out. It's on Hulu. Our third top 10 takeaway is the third Waveness. We have been discussing this glorious moment when some group format dating show would open the doors to all other dating franchises and say, we welcome you all here. This is a third wave dating show. This is the first time it has happened at this capacity where you have people from obviously all
like
the big
X on the Beach or whatever, like a couple shows of like dabbled.
Yeah.
Big Brother.
But this is fully like,
yeah.
OGs are coming into the show. Like Clayton was an OG. We've got players from the biggest reality dating franchises in the world all going head to head. All of the Netflix shows. You've got the big ones anyway. Too Hot to Handle, Love is Blind. You've got Love Island, and you've got Bachelor and Bachelorette, by the way. Now, there was also
Siesta Key.
And Siesta Key. That's not really a dating format, but there were also how to put this, at the beginning of this season, before it was fully cast, before it was like locked in, players from other giant reality franchises that were not dating formats were also in the mix here, in negotiations. I'm talking about, what's that?
The Trust.
Not the Trust. Think a little bigger.
Okay.
Bigger legacy network. Survivor, Big Brother, shit like that. That wound up not happening for whatever reason, but I think they will.
Jeff Probst said no.
Probst dropped the hammer. God damn it. You're taking all of our star players from Survivor. I made them. I own them. That's my Probst. This is Survivor. The idea, though, that they are now doing this, and they're the first ones, in my opinion, that's it. Game over. Lights out. The other shows must now do this or become the victim of Netflix Reality Universe's success. Netflix Reality Universe is just absorbing every other franchise now. So if you like Bachelor, you're going to watch this because holy shit, that's Clayton, Echard, and Rachel Recchia. If you saw the Rose Ceremony from Hell, you want to see them interact with each other.
Too.
I think these Love Island players they have, I'm not like a really knowledgeable person about the Love Island history and all that. Not yet. I don't know about these Love Island players. Are they big deals?
I would say only Justine.
Okay. And
I mean, Scott was on US and UK, so I guess that's like kind of a big deal, but
yeah, but this isn't the leads, basically. This isn't like the biggest stars from one of their seasons like Recchia and Clayton Echard were. But whatever. They're dipping their toes in. They now have on paper, look, we had these Love Island people. Hey, Huda, do you want to be in season 4? And then she's going to be like, yeah, I can shoot it. When does it air? Oh, a year later? No, dude. Sorry, I've got to go make $25 billion doing other shit. And that may be a problem. Like, I can't imagine that experience going from Love Island, where you're shooting every day and it's airing concurrently, to this, where you shoot and then it airs a year later. Such a bizarre experience. At any rate, they're doing it right here. This is something that you and I, Lizzie, have talked about for many years. The promise of this future where a show like this would exist. Perfect Match has done it. They have absorbed them.
It does seem like there is some loose NRU ranking where the NRUers are at the top, AD and Ollie in the presentation. Clayton, we'll get to, flamed out. Juliet was eliminated. Recchia is still there. Scott is still there. We did still see, in my opinion, some fumbling of stars like Scorpion, JR, and Juliet, and Justine from Love Island USA.
But even despite that, I agree with you. I do think that they're showing slight favoritism to the original NRU players. But even despite that, the treatment of these other players who come from outside, I'm specifically thinking of like Clayton Echard. He was an OG on this season. He got the same kind of intro package treatment. They held him aloft on a pedestal. The other players are like, oh shit, he was a bachelor. That's crazy. They are revering him to some degree, or seeing him as a viable threat in terms of gameplay, in terms of like their status there within this show.
He was a star in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I appreciate that. It was like, I think the very easy thing for the NRU to do would be to invite these players from other franchises to come in and then just make them look like shit. And they did not do that. They are proving, like, to any player who comes into one of their shows, you want to be in business with the NRU because we're going to treat you good, and your experience on the show, even if you cry or get your heart broken or like don't get enough screen time, whatever, it's still going to be a pretty good experience. And I think they really are laying the blueprint for this, like what a third wave group dating format should be.
It's awesome. Like, as much as I like traders, I like dating formats better. And I can't wait to see these casts escalate in terms of like getting even higher up Love Island players, etc.
Look, I'm telling you, there's going to be a moment in this, and it may be 10 years away. I don't know, but there's going to be a moment in this. Say what?
2 to 5 years away.
I realize my predictions when I say 2 to 5 or 3 to 5 are usually early. Do you remember sitting in the Bad Judge writer's room one day when I was telling everybody that AI was going to take over basically all jobs, including creative jobs, and everybody was eye rolling me and shit?
No, but I believe you.
So that was 10 years ago. And I'm sure in that writer's room, I was like 3 to 5 years. I'm sure I said 3 to 5. It turns out it's 10.
Are. You're just a little early. Yeah.
Wishful thinking, I suppose. But I mean, I do think, for what it's worth, I'm pretty good at seeing systems and patterns within those systems and extrapolating out.
In a way, we were like a little too early on the ESPN for a reality dating thing.
Yeah. It's kind of happening
like
now.
It's getting the
You're seeing
the
Big Brother has
treatment.
that show that Taylor Hale is hosting. That's kind of like a sports center for Big Brother, where they do it right after Big Brother. You hear Nick Vial saying it, you know. I don't know if anybody truly knows what that means or how to do that. I do. Hit me up. But the people who have the actual resource to do it, I'm not sure they understand it exactly. And that will take a minute to kind of catch up, but it's coming. Anywho's all
3 to 5.
3 to 5 indeed. 10. I think it's 10. Oh, what I was going to say
10 years for what? AI taking over?
No, 10 years for a show to come out that is populated largely by big stars of the day, like A-list kind of shit that's not in reality TV.
Chalamet
will probably be too old at that point, but you're starting to see the decline of importance of like movie stars. That has been happening for a minute. And there's really only like a handful of those people that anyone gives a shit about now. Chalamet is one of them. Zendaya, Taylor Swift
Little
is
kids
music.
want to be YouTube people. They don't want to be movie stars.
Exactly. And I think that you're going to get to a point where reality television and whatever that becomes, because I think it will integrate with social media very soon into kind of a new strange thing that we haven't seen yet. Once that happens, and that will be where like the most famous people in the world are, I think you're going to see a glut of like people who have some cachet in the traditional world of fame, musicians, actors, whatever, like trying to get into those shows, just kind of a rush into this new weird kind of hybrid reality social media format, because that's primarily where fame is generated now.
I mean, Who Want to Marry Harry? Why can't I get, what is the name of that show? Who Wants to Marry
Let's
Harry?
Marry Harry.
Let's Marry Harry.
Yeah.
I feel like is a step in that direction of like
100%.
a huge star being like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, he's a reality TV star though. I think I'm talking more about like, I want to see a Taylor Swift or Chappell Roan or Chalamet, somebody who's famous.
Chappell Roan as the Bachelorette.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because that stigma is like is basically all but gone. There used to be a stigma against reality TV that it was like this frivolous bullshit, dumb,
trash
whatever
TV.
But now you're seeing like a lot of what Alex Cooper's doing with Call Her Daddy is kind of like mainstreaming that. It's irrefutable that she's got one of the biggest podcasts in the world. Podcasts are now like widely accepted as mainstream media, especially after this last election. I just think that like the idea of what fame is changing drastically, and it's kind of all tilting toward reality TV.
Manifestation.
Indeed. Our number 2 top 10 takeaway is Clayton Echard and Rachel Recchia on screen again. This, I don't even know how to describe what it did to me psychologically, what it did to my heart to see them back on screen again, playing together in circumstances that are far more favorable, far more friendly than any they had ever encountered in Bachelor Nation. Unfortunately. Was his play great? No. I liked that they coupled up when she first came in. I hated that he dumped her the next day. I hated the way he dumped her. But I also didn't mind, his kind of apology and I'm going to self-eliminate, but I hope you find a guy. That's why I put you on this date. I thought he got out with some class. And we're still seeing Recchia now. She's still, at least in the 6-episode dump, she has not yet been eliminated.
It is the redemption story for both of them that we have been dreaming of. Maybe not as much for Clayton. I'm hoping Recchia finds her person. I'm not sure it's Scott. And Clayton fumbling Recchia might be my error of the dump. Hard for just personally, it affected me a lot.
Yeah.
I just think he shouldn't have gone for it unless he was committed to it for the whole run. But
same to her. I mean, here's the hard thing with that is like, I don't know if they've talked in between. They claim they haven't. Who knows though what the truth is? But it's like they went through, I mean, arguably one of the most devastating moments in the history of Bachelor, the entire franchise, in that rose ceremony from hell. So whether they have actual romantic feelings for each other or not, the kind of irrelevant. They went through this thing that like wrecked both their lives for a minute. Clayton's maybe way longer than Rachel Recchia because she was, of course, made co-bachelorette of season 19, the cursed season.
And he became the target of terrible things.
Yeah. But for a moment in this season of Perfect Match, you kind of forget all of that. And it's just, oh my God, I'm remembering all the good moments of her chemistry play with him and their initial kind of one-on-one date and all that stuff that they had. And I'm just like, God, could this happen? Like taken out of the context of the toxic system of Bachelor that was during their season and placed in this new system where they're allowed to flourish, where it's like a beautiful Garden of Eden, can they overcome these troubled past moments? And is something really there? And then Clayton kind of botches it. I think like for my money, they should have both agreed in that moment or preseason, if they had foreknowledge, which I still kind of think they do, they should have agreed, we're going to ride this out. We're going to give the people what they want, basically. The relationship that never happened. Then we can have an amicable split 3 months after it airs.
Yeah. They could have whispered it, pillow talk on the night they spend together.
Absolutely.
Devastating. But at least neither of them was like villainized.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like they were villainized by production quite in the same way.
And it's like, it keys back into this thing too that I've seen happen on Traders basically every season. You get to see these Bachelor players in a different context. They almost seem like different people because you then like you're realizing like, oh shit, the way Bachelor presents these people is not them at all.
Yeah.
It's like the worst version of them or the goofiest version of them or whatever the intent of the producer is like, they're going to make some dipshit version of this person when the real person, like Clayton in this season, and I know he's done a lot of work and therapy and all this stuff. So maybe he has like literally changed as a person, but he's like thoughtful, compassionate. Yeah. He's sitting, he's listening, he's doing all these things. That version of him was never presented in any of the Bachelor material.
No, he was presented as a loser from day dot, as they say in the games. Bet. Deadass.
Deadass bet. No God on God.
But unfortunately, Clayton deaded it. And we get to our number one.
That phrase deaded we say it, we laugh about it, and then it leaves my mind. So every time you say it again is the first time I'm hearing it. So
I am thinking funny about it all the time.
Deaded.
It is so funny to me.
Is that maybe the
Ollie
name
Joe like said, I may have been deaded, but I'm here alive or something like that. Some post like that. I like it.
You know who was deaded? Epstein. Our number one top 10 takeaway.
That's a thing I don't think about until you say it. Yeah.
Our number one top 10 takeaway is Amy and Ollie. Now, this was spoiled in the first promos for Perfect Match season 3. Netflix showed us that she's pregnant. They're together. They're engaged. We know that is what is the case, even in episode 1. So we have this foreknowledge that has been presented officially by the network that created the show. This isn't a spoiler. This is not on Reddit. Mm-hmm. They are telling us these people are together. They met in this show you're about to watch. She's pregnant. They're engaged. We already know the outcome. And so is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Mm-hmm. I think it's a fantastic fucking idea because there's baked in 4TRR-ness. If you're watching any season of Bachelor in Paradise or Love Island or any of these things, Perfect Match, I think, at least for me, the default kind of understanding is that like none of this shit's real. All these people are here to get Instagram followers. Somebody may wind up dating for a minute outside of this, but probably not.
Yeah, nothing lasting.
Yeah, nothing lasting. Knowing going in that this show produces an actual couple and a child and an engagement, it just pipes 4TR straight into the fucking vein. Mm-hmm. You can't deny that portion of it. So what it now has me doing is thinking, well, shit, are some of these other couples real too? Because if they are, why can't they be? It's such a brilliant idea. And I know it's a spoiler and there's mixed feelings about that, but it keeps you watching too, because you're like, I'm watching them fall in love. These moments are real when they're flirting with each other and shit. I think it's brilliant. I normally
hate spoilers and have become actually like kind of mentally ill about it in some ways, in terms of how I am skipping forward exact times in promos and not looking at the internet and stuff like that. And I get really pissed when things are spoiled for me. But this, like, I love it. It felt like we saw them literally. I started even coming up with conspiracy theories. I was like, they were already together. Like, because like they fall in love at first sight, basically. And you're like, there's instant chemistry. And like, you're just like, I have goosebumps. You're like, you just ship them right away. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, well, they're going to go out. probably going to have some bumps in the road, but they'll end up together. They'll probably win the show, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just delightful. It's delightful. And I agree with you. It goes a long way to making it seem like it's for TRR, the whole show.
Totally.
I see why Vanessa Lachey is trying to extract babies all the time.
She's a baby hoarder. It's kind of the opposite of what you see in Bachelor Nation, at least in all the most recent seasons, where the thing that they put in the promos is always like the worst moment. It's when the lead is like sobbing and like, I quit the show, get me out of here. It's the fence jump moment. It's all of that. Bring her home. Somebody just sobbing, having a nervous breakdown. And it, I think, is a very strong display of the difference in philosophies between Bachelor and NRU. And part of the big reason why Bachelor Nation is failing right now is because of this old school mentality that we want to see people at their lowest emotional moments having nervous breakdowns. That's especially in dating formats. That's not true. You want to see a real relationship come out of it. And so knowing
you want to
that
see
that's
people
happening,
falling in love.
Exactly.
It's the premise of the show. And it carries through with how they produce it. Like,
yeah,
you can get real couples that get engaged when you let them sleep together, like as opposed to separating them with roommates and like the genders are all separate and you can barely spend any time with the person.
I mean, I'll simply say this. I went on a mission. You remember this mission a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Last week?
Was it last week?
Yeah.
God, time flies when it doesn't exist.
So true. So true.
I went on this mission and I can't tell you what I learned right now, but I will, rest assured, in about, I think probably 2 months roughly, maybe a little bit less actually, I will be able to divulge everything that I learned on this mission. And all I can say about it now is I know quite a lot about how these dates are actually produced. And I think much of that information is things we have speculated on, but I think it will be pretty eye-opening in terms of just how fake all of it is.
Well, if you spend enough time with people, you can fall in love. I often have thought if I spent enough time with anyone, and maybe this is Stockholm syndrome, that you could fall in love with them.
Ooh, maybe that's the premise of Glass House. You have to stay in this little glass box, this little room with somebody until you get engaged to that person, no matter who it is.
Glass House, always on the brain. God. But I like hearing Sean Lowe be like, me and Catherine spent 24 total hours together before getting engaged. It's like, come on now.
I agree.
That's not enough time.
Come on now, you need more time, 24 hours if you're going to get engaged in a glass box. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That wraps up our top 10. Congratulations to PaceCase on the first Gore baby.
Yay. Hope it's a good one. Praise be Dark Lord Nick Lachey.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.